Okay, so on this tier list, where would you put Diavolo as a villain? We can actually slick change these a little bit. I don't think no villain is a D tier, so let me delete this.
Yeah. I think Diavolo. I put him personally. I'll probably put him in B tier.
B.
Yeah, I can't. I want to give him a higher tier, but the thing with him is that we don't see that much of him. For one, like actually of Diavolo, we don't see that much of Diavolo. We see a lot of Doppio.
That's true.
But you know, they're two different souls, and you know the anime really made
I wonder if this tier list is it just counting Doppio as like a whole separate being, or are they including the two into one?
Yeah, because those are if you're including the two into one, I think I could probably put them in like an A.
Okay, let's include them then.
Yeah, if you include the two, I'll put them in an A because really the symbolism with Diavolo, just as him being the devil and Giorno being the son of God, essentially because Dio means God. I think the symbolism is great. I think really what he was able to do in the short amount of time was great. I just wish we had more time with him.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I agree. Diavolo is definitely decisive in the community. People don't know if they like Diavolo or don't like Diavolo. He got one of the coolest stands in the series, of course. I think design wise, he's probably one of the most recognizable villains. Especially because the actions that happen to him in the manga and anime transcend like JoJo's.
Yeah.
Diavolo is kind of super important to JoJo's because he's the reason that majority of this shit happens.
Yeah, he's the reason 99% of the stuff in JoJo's besides like everything with stands, he's the reason that it happens.
Yeah, so everything from part 3 forward, Diavolo is the main reason that happened. So he's kind of super important to the story. Cause if he's not here, we don't get none of the Morio shit. We don't get actually none of the part 3 stuff because I don't think Dio don't wake his stand, and Enya the Hag don't get the stand arrow.
Yeah, Enya the Hag never gets the stand arrow. Kira's father never gets the stand arrow.
Okuyasu's brother never get the stand arrow, so Jotaro never goes to Morio to find Angelo or Uncle Nicholas. So yeah,
he was going to Morio to find Josuke. That was the first reason he went to Morio.
Oh, first reason. Well, I guess one of the reasons why he was there.
I remember that at least because I remember before we ever find out exactly who Josuke is, Jotaro says "Oh, I'm looking for Josuke Gaskita."
Yeah.
Then he's getting bullied with the turtles, and then Josuke says his name.
Yeah. No, you're right. My fault. Yo, that's one of the main reasons why he's there. Because after that, he do show Josuke the picture. But yeah, I think A tier is actually a really good point to put him at.
Yeah.
Now we have one of the most, it depends on how you view it, but probably underrated villains in Cars, because he's also super important to the story.
He's very underrated, but I also feel like my opinion of Cars is very lukewarm, honestly.
Lukewarm? Cars is slick the reason we got part 3. A little bit too. Cause didn't they make the stone mask?
Yeah, they made the stone mask. He's the reason we got part 1. Really. Yeah. But still, it's but how much do we see of Cars? You know?
That's true. Not much, really. Cars.
Even when he gets his final form, perfected form, you see that shit for 12 minutes. Nah, let me not do that. You see it for 20 minutes. But
I'm saying it is a peak 20 minutes though. We cannot lie. Bro, it literally took nature to defeat Cars because that's how strong he was.
Yeah. Which honestly, it's great symbolism in that.
Yeah.
You know, nature defeating the perfect being, the perfect animal, essentially. But even still, it's just I think I'll put him in a B.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I don't think that's too bad. He don't really do too much since he only really got one part, but his actions are the reason the series kind of pretty much started, or not started, but continued after part one. So
like, and even if, and like the crazy thing with him is even if the Joestars never exist, he still wakes up eventually. You know?
Yeah, true.
So
he does. He definitely does. So yeah, I'll put Cars here. Also, one of the coolest scenes in the entire manga with he have two of them. The one where they're explaining how ultimate cars work, and also when he became the ultimate being. So, and underrated just fighter in general, because he can.
Yeah.
Cars can defeat a lot of stand users, bro.
Oh yeah,
that motherfucker is super strong,
unbelievably strong. The thing with Cars is like they have stands, and yes, he can't see the stand, but
yeah,
still, it's more like they have to be able to be at a safe distance to where like he can't figure out where the stand is because he does have an IQ of 400.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is canon, but also like they have to be a safe distance away so he doesn't like one shot him because their door really probably isn't that crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You saw what he did to Joseph with one hit, one slice. You know.
That actually he cut the motherfucking hand off and it lasted, bro. I sleep forget that shit happens, bro. That he did that shit.
He cut his hand and his leg off in one slice. You know, that's he didn't cut his leg off. He crushed his leg.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what he would do to an average stand user, it would be really bad.
I agree. Yeah, that would not be a good day for anybody with like a below, not even below, even like some crazy stands. Like I really I asked people who went between Theo and Cars, bro. They chose Cars. A lot of people chose Ultimate Cars.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I see it. You know, you can't really kill him for real.
Cause at the very most, it would just be a drawn out battle, and Theo's still gonna lose because the sun's gonna rise up.
Yeah.
But you know what? Speaking of Theo, let's not go to Funny Valentine first. Let's go to part one Theo, the first villain that began the series. How do we feel about Theo Brando?
I think with Theo Brando, part one Theo, it's a lot to take away from part one Theo. Again, as far as the him throwing away his humanity aspect.
Yeah.
If you ever think he even had that much humanity to begin with.
Yeah, like, not really. I would say so. Probably not. He was already kind of like.
Yeah, he was already
on the edge of that at the beginning.
He was already going down that path. By that time, he already sexually assaulted somebody by was 13. You know.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. Ruined somebody's life, killed a dog. Yeah, he pretty much was on that path anyway.
He was already a psychopath by then. But I think with him, see, I feel like part one Dio he's fairly rated.
Yeah.
I think I'll put him in B or C, somewhere around, because he doesn't really. I mean, he does a lot for part one, but it's more so around him trying to understand the powers that he holds and really what compels Jonathan so hard to stop him, you know.
I will say with part one Theo, at least talking to the people that I talked to at the conventions, which is like a good bit of a handful, or even like more than that. Theo, and also from our community, part one Theo Brando might be maybe the most underrated villain out of everybody. I don't feel like he get mentioned enough in conversations because he is also super important to the plot. Everybody know that, but he get overshadowed a lot by him in part three.
I feel like people more so like when they talk about Dio, they try to like talk about everything about him.
Yeah. They don't really separate the two.
So I can see why you say he's like underrated in that aspect. Definitely. But I feel like if people are like specifically talking about part one Dio, they give him his props a good amount.
Yeah. I think part one Theo probably would be the only villain in C tier. I'm also teetering between C and B. But for right now, let's put him in C tier.
Yeah.
Like, it only gets better from here. So,
yeah.
I don't think we ever went back down, like, oh, this villain is worse than fucking Theo Brando.
Yeah.
We can't leave my boy out like this. Enrico Pucci, where will you put in?
S tier.
S tier? Fuck it, I agree, bro.
I feel like the thing with Pucci is there's so much you can take away from him. And it's so, because he's such an interesting type of villain. Everything about, in my opinion, and this is going to be a little bit of part 6 glaze for a little second.
All right, no, good.
But everything about, like, part 6 was very an interesting way to even start a part. The entire part takes place within a prison, and you're essentially locked in with the main villain the entire time. You know, and this is a villain with 10 years of prep time, and you learn about the relationship with him and Dio, which is that whole relationship. I'm pretty sure I've made videos about that. It's so great to unpack. And then his relationship with his family, like him, Perla, and Weather, that whole dynamic, bro. Oh my god, like.
Yeah, a lot of shit in part 6 is super fucking crazy. Especially when you look at it in retrospect, bro.
Yeah.
Like, twin. It's crazy how people don't say that's one of the most bizarre parts in JoJo's.
Literally. Because, like, one of the lines I think, like, encapsulates Pucci the most, and it was said to him by Weather Report. It was like, you're the worst type of evil, the type that doesn't even know it.
Yeah.
And, like, that line right there, it was a beautiful line. I love the final encounter between them, and I love the technically final encounter between them, the actual final fight, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah, just to piggyback off that, yeah, Pucci is one of my favorite characters in JoJo's, one of my favorite villains in JoJo's. In fact, might just be one of my favorite villains in, like, all of manga and anime.
Yeah.
Just his mindset. No, not even that. Fuck that. Just the prep time he had to go through in order to get to this point. He might be one of the hardest working villains in this entire part.
Effects. The amount of diss he had. They were only villain that's comparable is like part 1 deal with the amount of zombies he was calling up. Yeah. And even then, he's not going personally and digging up graves and bringing them up. Pucci is going personally, taking this and putting them into that warehouse.
Dog.
And there were thousands of them.
There was, bro. Pucci, the fact that he planned that plan so well that it almost worked was so crazy.
That's what I'm saying. He planned the plan so well that the only thing that beat him was literally his twin brother, the only power that could kind of match him. That's what I'm saying. With the symbolism of Pucci and Weather, especially, like, those are two of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
In fiction, in general, you know.
General? Oh, shit. Hey, that's a high praise, actually.
Yeah. Especially Weather Report. I know it's glazed, but I love Weather Report, like, as a character.
No, I wouldn't say this is glazed. Rightfully so. Bro, I can talk about Pucci all day, bro. Just the shit that Jolene even went through. The reason she's even in that prison was all because of his plans, bro.
Like, literally, that's the part of the reason why I give Pucci such high praise. Because I give Jolene such high praise.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't be in those situations without Pucci mapping them out almost verbatim.
Oh,
you know?
Just the amount of prep, bro. That shit, it blows my mind every time I think about it. Like, just think about all the JoJo villains. Twin. Nobody had as much time to plan out their devious plans.
And you also have to think about it. Pucci, like, at the start, was one of the weaker villains. So, like, the way he would get around being overwhelmed was using illusions, for one. And two, just using actual smart tactics. Him throwing Jotaro's disc into the grass, making Jolene have to go chase it instead of killing him. That was smart.
That was,
you know,
smart, bro. Part 6 is so disrespected, bro. Especially in America. That shit sucks. It's so disrespected. People think Jolene is stupid, bro. Like, come on,
bro.
Man.
Like, come on, bro.
No, I'll watch your RDC stream. Or not watching the stream, but their VODs, bro. And he was talking about part 6. Dog. Bro.
I haven't watched part 6 yet.
The people in that shit, bro, was saying Jolene was stupid, bro. They were saying she was the dumbest JoStar. I have the screenshots and everything.
Nah.
I was like, come on, bro. Let's be so for real.
Dumbest JoStar.
That
not
shit.
going.
I don't even know who the dumbest would be. I mean,
it's Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm saying have to default to Jonathan, don't it?
Because the thing with Jonathan was his plans. Some of his plans he were actually thinking.
Yeah.
A lot of them, it was just instinct. Like him throwing himself onto Dio into the fire. He was trying to kill himself and Dio.
Yeah.
He just got lucky. He was able to get out of the place.
Yeah, if anything, I'll probably just default it because one, just how much changed at that point.
Yeah.
I think people just think Jolene's stupid because the prison thing, but little did they know, like, she was still studying in prison. Like,
yeah, she was literally still studying, still working out. Like, that's part of the reason why through the part you see her get bigger.
Yeah, bro. Then, like, dog, like, some of her, the fight IQ alone should even, like, do that, bro.
She broke the laws of physics. And niggas gonna say she's slow? Like, you just can't say...
Yeah, JoJo community got a terrible, or not even JoJo community, but some people that like JoJo's have a terrible misogyny.
Like, yeah. But you just can't say, like, that's just, it's stupid to say. You know?
Yeah, this shit is being stupid, bro. This shit pissed me off, bro. I had to get off my computer after that. Speaking of which, we're gonna move on to. I don't want to do Carrie yet. We're gonna leave the with a lot of the community say it's the best 2 villains. So we're gonna do part 3 Theo. Where do you think Theo deserves to go? The ghost that hunts the family for.
Wait, we have to add part 3 and 6.
Yeah. So yeah, part 3 and 6.
Because part 6, Dio really helped flush out his character even more.
Yeah, it did.
You know, from what we, because just going off part 3, in my opinion, with part 3 Dio, it's just mainly Aura. Most of what else, like some of his dialogue, don't get me wrong, you can take a good amount from it in part 3, but most of it is Aura, just like pure Aura farming. You know? Like popping up on somebody through a TV. That's pure Aura farming. Then exploding the TV. Like, come on. You didn't have to explode the TV.
Yeah. I don't think any other character had as much hate for a family like Dio did. Dio hated, he hated the JoStars.
He hated the JoStars. But the thing is, part 3 Dio also haunts the narrative too.
Yeah. Because
with part 4, Okuyasu's dad wouldn't be that way if it wasn't for Dio, you know?
That's true. Actually, Dio might be one of the most important characters in JoJo's. Because a lot of shit.
Yeah.
All roles kind of lead back. Not all of them, but majority of the roles lead back to Dio.
A lot of things don't even happen if Dio's not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, part 5 doesn't happen, part 6 doesn't happen, and part 4 is severely altered, you know?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, a lot of shit that Dio had influence over. It's so crazy, bro.
The thing about that, and then you have to add in his actual full clan of heaven.
Yeah.
I would put him in like a A-B tier. Somewhere around there.
Yeah. I would say so, probably, yeah, a little more, because he's more important to, like, the plot of JoJo's in general. And plus, his stand is one of the coolest stands, and it definitely still lingers even after his death, because Star Platinum.
Yes. Yeah.
So, like, a lot of shit Dio does has so much lasting effect, even outside of his death.
And the whole thing with him is his philosophy, it influences, like, a whole wave of people that the JoStar actually have to kill. Like, John Gallier.
Yeah.
They they didn't have to kill him, but you know, he was fighting against them. And of course Poochie, you know, and Poochie's teaching that philosophy to his kids that he never, you know, spent time with and shit. So it's just it's a trickle down effect with Dio, which is part of the reason why I had to give him like a higher ranking. Because if you're just talking about him, then I just feel like it's, you know, somewhat different.
You know what? Actually, hold on, I just thought about something. Let's add a row above. We're gonna do S plus. Dio deserves to be in S tier.
You want to put Dio in S tier?
I'm putting Dio in S tier, but Poochie is S tier plus. That's how I'm gonna have it. So Theo's like S minus. Like he definitely deserved not being the. He's way more like important, and a lot of shit he does, I would say, put him outside of the A tier.
But I don't know if I can put him in. I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't know. It's because like his writing is strong, but I don't think it's the strongest.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially the next two characters that come up, they might, yeah.
Okay. I will say, we kind of have to take into account the most recognizable like villain in JoJo's.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But you know what? How about this? All right, we'll go back. We'll go back. Now we're gonna move on to the villain that has yet to be animated. Funny Valentine. Where are we gonna put the president of the United States of America?
The thing with Funny Valentine, I don't. Excuse me, I'm just.
No, you good, brother.
But the thing with Funny Valentine, man, his entire character is so interesting because it fools even the fans. You know, there's a lot of fans that really believe he was a good person, or he was doing what he had to do. You know.
Yeah, that actually might be real shit. I really don't see conversations like this about any other villain. That might just be the only villain I saw get that type of treatment where they're like, you know what? Actually, is he really a villain? Like Poochie somewhat get it, but Funny Valentine get this shit a lot. They be like, yeah, was his plan really that bad?
Of the JoJo villains, yeah, I would say like Poochie somewhat gets it, but Funny Valentine gets it a lot more.
Yeah, most definitely.
To the point where I've heard people even say Johnny was selfish for taking the Saint's corpse. You know, but what those people never account for is the fact that Funny Valentine's entire goal to even work, it would be harming everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, 300 million people are good, but what about 7 billion others? You know, and like, but I feel like that's the great thing about his character, because more so, if you listen only to his words, you might be fooled by it because he's such a charismatic villain. But if you actually look at his actions, you can see how evil of a person he really is. You know, so I think I'll have him in S tier.
Okay.
Personally.
Yeah, I would say so far I agree with this list pretty much. Funny Valentine is a super actually crazy villain. He's kind of oh shit, I found art, brother. Welcome in. Yeah, Funny Valentine was such a crazy character, and I really can't wait for him to be animated because the conversations are about to be so fucking nasty, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, Funny Valentine get animated, bro. That shit's gonna hit like crack, bro. That's gonna be so crazy, bro.
So crazy,
dog. Yeah, Sneak like super charismatic as Hokagekhi said. Also slimy too. in the way he move about, and just the way he goes about like using his stand.
Yeah.
Like super creative. Actually, you know what? He uses stand in probably the most creative way on this list. I would say the way D4C is like implemented and like used throughout this entire throughout the entirety of Stillwell Run, it's actually super insane.
Yeah, it's definitely he definitely uses it the most creatively.
Yeah.
Him or Poochie.
Yeah, him. Yeah, it's definitely an argument. I also like how both Poochie and Funny Valentine are in S tier because both of their actions are selfish.
Very.
Yeah, like super selfish. So them being in a tier that start with S, like both of them being super selfish, and like both of their plans was going to affect millions, billions of people. So yeah, that super crazy. Also, yeah, but it's also funny how we have two of the craziest like stands like evolutions or like both of them get like upgrades to their stand, both in the same tier. So yeah, they deserve it. I feel like this
I
Poochie is in those conversations, and people who don't think that is racist. Just gotta throw it out there like that. Alfred, how you doing, brother? How you doing today? Now we got the last villain, the villain that oddly, weirdly enough, have a super weird cult fan base. They are super fucking weird.
Yeah, very weird.
We are here with probably one of the most iconic villains in the series, behind Dio, or even up there with Dio, in Yoshikage Kira.
I think the thing with Kira is, I don't know.
Kira is such an ass backwards like villain.
He's very Kira's very interesting because what Kira was doing was very evil. He was a very, very evil individual.
Yeah.
But he in some ways showed changes or showed feelings for redemption only for his idea of a normal life to remain itself. Like his whole stand being around him being able to do his crimes and no evidence being left. You know? No evidence. If you're not a stand user, you don't hear an explosion. Like that's just it.
Yeah.
So I think really the dynamic with him and Josuke is great. The dynamic with him and the entire cast, in my opinion, is fantastic. Because I don't know, I love the game of like hide and seek that essentially have to play going against him.
Define him, bro. Dog.
Yeah.
To win.
And like it was so many, and there's so many like alternate scenarios or universes, I guess, in this situation where they died and Kira just won, you know, because we saw a lot of them, and he kept resetting time with Bites the Dust, you know. So I think really there's a lot to take away from this character and his writing. It is really good. It's really, I feel like his writing is really underrated because I feel like a lot of people talk more about like him, his characteristics than like his writing.
Yeah, his writing.
Like the fact that he's a serial killer, and they talk about the fact that, or they talk about what he was doing, and they talk about his stand a lot. They talk about Killer Queen a lot.
I would say so.
But I would say like his writing and like the way that he's able to, I guess mentally dissociate from his actions as he's a normal guy who's living a normal life because he truly believes that, you know. Like he really believes he's a normal guy who's living a normal life. He just, all this bad stuff is just happening to him, and you know. So I think I'll put him in like the A to S tier category.
Yeah, Kira is such a funny villain to me, just because of his actions that he does in the show. he is so flawed as a character, as like a person, but it's so so interesting to watch. Like a lot of things that need to be in order for him to be okay is so crazy, bro. Like one of my favorite scenes is when he after he kills Koichi, and he's like, "Fuck, bro, I can't leave. His sock is bothering the fuck out of me, dog. Like I need to fix his sock before I can go and leave." And just the way that Kira moves is so funny, bro. Cause his idea for like Kira don't even want like this huge plan. He just want peace, or his version of peace in this city. But his version of peace, that play don't make sense because his version of peace impedes on other people's peace.
And that's why, like, one of the scenes that are so great, like, on that is, like, when his dad, like, he's in the mirror, he just killed Hayato, and his dad's like, you know, you could just leave the city. And he's like, why would I give up my peaceful life here and let them win? You know, it's like, he's a narcissist.
Yes.
In his own mental reality, this is his peaceful life, and they are the villains who are impeding on his peaceful life because they're trying to understand what's going on in their town that they live in. You know,
Kira is probably one of the other villains who had the plan. Like he literally could have got away with it if it wasn't for him stepping in his own way. Because Baista does almost fucking worked. It almost worked. All he had to do was not expose himself to Josuke.
That's what I'm saying. He basically like gave himself up and let himself lose in that entire situation. And then he still almost won.
Dog. Yeah, actually.
He almost won again.
And Kira was such a weird villain because even if they caught him, there was no way they could put him away. So like, dog, look, there's so much shit we can say about Kira. Kira is just, he's so weird. Because he could have just left Moria. Even if, I made this point earlier, or I made this point like a while ago. I said Kira is, we were talking about the dumbest villains, or who fumbled their plan the most. And I was like, Kira could have literally just left to a different city. And somebody brought up the fact that stand users are attracted to each other. But I was like, yeah, but they still buy him time because they don't know what the fuck he looked like after.
And he could, but he could really change his identity, or not change his identity, but at least change his appearance again. Because again, they don't know what the fuck he looks like.
That's true. They literally don't fucking know what he looked like. So Kira could buy some time by just leaving and changing his appearance again. It's not above him. He fucking did it already. But
that's what I'm saying. He's a narcissist, so that's why he can't leave.
I know, bro. It's such a crazy flaw. Like he had it. The W was in his hands, bro. He just is such a narcissist that he got into his own way. Like, he's one of the only villains who lost because of his own way, dog.
He lost because of his own. It was his own fault. He lost.
The world was in his hand. Literally, he could have just got away with it. He did not, bro. Kira is such a funny character. Also, one of the most super. He's really good character, ranting wise. Like people are charming. He's very charming, I would say.
Yeah.
He also just like a super interesting character. The way he goes about things is so funny. Like him telling Sagechi his whole life before he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you anyway, so might as well do it.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he had a normal conversation because in his mind, he's just like, yeah, I already won. So, like, it doesn't really matter what I say right now. I'm not going to think about this later. So,
also, one of the most well-equipped villains for what they were trying to achieve.
Yeah, he was definitely. Because all Kira really needed was just a little bit more martial arts skill.
Yeah.
And at least he would have almost dispatched Josuke. He would have did more against Josuke. Josuke was beating him up.
Now, I will say, Dio is responsible, not Dio, Kira is responsible for a lot of cool parts in part 4. Slick some of the most, like, underrated panels in JoJo's. Like when fucking Josuke said pull out Killer Queen, that shit was so fucking hard, man. That shit was so hard, bro.
It was literally like the first time we seen something like a Western standoff
Yeah.
in JoJo.
Funny enough, it's so funny. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, Kira, I'll say probably like, I'll say S tier. It's yeah, I'll say S tier for this ranking. Yeah, most definitely S tier. He can really change. A lot of people say he's the best villain. Kira is so good at a villain as being a villain that he's a lot of people's favorite villain in all of anime and manga. That's how good of a villain he is, and how good he is at pulling you in to liking him just a tad bit, even if he's so evil, dog. This nigga is so evil that people forgot he killed the dog. Somebody tried to correct me on that shit in one of my shorts. He was like, I think you're thinking about a different villain, not Kira. I was like, actually, Kira killed the dog. You just don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I low-key forgot he did till he said something. I low-key forgot he did till he said something.
He's such a crazy villain, bro. I'm gonna have to. I was saying this. I'm gonna post it, bro. Yeah, Kira's such a crazy villain.
Yeah, I think that's a good ranking.
Yeah, no, bro. Oh my god. We also didn't mention how he's one of he's so good at as a villain, it's just a character that people literally say part 4 is boring until he show up.
Yeah.
Like, bro, there's just so much to talk about with Kira. He's such a weirdly deep character. It's just the way he goes about doing shit. Not saying the other, everybody S tier is super deep. And you can pick at their brain, and just the way they move out, go about action, the shit is so crazy. Yeah, that shit, we could be here all day.